Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Fellow Truth Seekers have been asking me to take a look at the death of Anthony Mason, and I meant to do it sooner than today. Today's March 3rd. But I got around to it today, and right away, something very curious stood out. It's this Times article right here. But even further than that, I've done more research, and something even more curious stands out. So we're going to come back to this. The reason I'm going to go to this point first. The point I'm about to make is who Anthony Mason was drafted into the NBA by, and that is the Portland Trailblazers. I just did a post on the death of Jerome Kersey, a player who played with the Portland Trailblazers for 11 years of his career. Anthony Mason was drafted 11 years after the Blazers won the finals. They won it in 77. But it's even creepier in this. Look at this. He was the 53rd pick, third round. They don't have a third round anymore, but back then they did. 53rd pick overall by the Trailblazers. Trailblazers, with Pythagorean gematria, sums to 53. Portland sums to 37 with Pythagorean gematria, so Portland Trailblazers sums to 90, with the S exception 99. But what I wanted to point out about 90 is that the word 90 sums to 33. Of course, Portland is in the 33rd state. Oregon, they just changed their stadium to Moda Center. Moda with simple English gematria equals 33. They did that last season. So anyway, there's a lot of basketball sacrifices going on, and a bunch of them seem to be connected to the Portland Trailblazers right now. Prior to realizing that, I saw a connection on November 4th where the Cavs played in Portland. It made me think that possibly the NBA Finals might be Cavs-Blazers this year, two teams that joined the league 44 years ago in the 70 season. In 1970 is when the NBA increased to 17 teams. That's interesting because NBA equals 17 in Pythagorean gematria, just like the word Mason. Mason equals 17. We're talking about Anthony Mason. Okay, so that point's established. He played, or he didn't play for the Portland Trailblazers, but he was drafted by them. He was then sent to a European league. This team has a gematria of 47 where he played in 88-89. This equals 47 right here. The first NBA championship was in the year 47. All right, so with those numbers on the mind, let's go back to where we started. This Time magazine article. And keep in mind the word time with simple English gematria equals 47. Right away, their article starts with the 6'7" Mason. And I mean, just think about it. Normally you're not thinking about this kind of stuff, but now that you are, think about it. Why do they start off by saying the 6'7" Mason? This number 67 is very important to the Freemasons. The word water equals 67. The word organic equals 67. The word west equals 67. The word satanic equals 67. And think about these people making this language, in the UK and looking out west and seeing water, and both those words equaling 67. Start to think about these things, it really comes together. But anyway, here's where it gets creepy, Truth Seeker. Time does this, the New York Times does this, Wikipedia does this. Look at the dates used for photos. This is from May 12th, 1996, in Chicago, playing the Bulls, when Jordan was on the team. Chicago is on the 88th meridian. It's divided into 77 neighborhoods. Remember, he's from the 88 draft. The date, May 12th, 1996, let me just show you this. I've already done the math. The date has a numerology of 33 with the single-digit method, and with the larger method, it sums to 113. This date is 33113, and they're coding this in the article about his death. His death. Also, it's from the year 96. The word Freemason equals 96. The word Satanism equals 96. The word knowledge equals 96. He died February 28th, 2015. This date has a numerology of 45. And I've been seeing headlines with and articles with the phrase R.I.P. Mace. The gematria of this is 45, like the numerology of the date he died. It makes me wonder if his true killers had this phrase put out in the media purposefully, emphasizing 45. With regards to the NBA and Chicago, since that's all part of this picture, Michael Jordan wore the number 45 for 22 games. On the 23rd game, he returned to the number 23. So what else is there about Anthony Mason? We just said that date equaled 113. The initials Anthony Mason, AM. A's the first letter, M's the 13th. So AM is 113. His full name is Anthony George Douglas Mason. This name, with Pythagorean gematria, S exception, sums to 133. May 12th, the day of that photo, May 12th, 1996, because it was a leap year. 96 was a leap year. May 12th was the 133rd day of the year. His full name equals 133. Knickerbockers equals 144. What do we know about that number, Truth Seeker? 144. And he wore the number 14. The word dead equals 14. The word end equals 14. He died in the month of February, the odd month, the 28-day month, the only one with a gematria of 96, like the year of that picture, the number for Freemason. And I'm saying all these assassinations are carried out by Freemasons and those who abide by the Masonic Code. Further, I'm saying the professional sports leagues are the creation of the Freemasons, as is this nation, as is all the things that are used to keep us entertained, because that's how this whole ship is kept afloat, by keeping us continually too busy and too distracted. Anthony Mason was born December 14th, 1966. 66, another number they love. Recently, 12/14 became the date of the Sandy Hook shooting, a shooting that was focused on the number 26. Of course, 12 plus 14 is 26. Just all numerology, Truth Seeker. They even get off on the heights of these players. Sickening. So R.I.P. Anthony Mason. I believe his death foreshadows the fate of the Portland Trailblazers this season. And beyond just the NBA, I suspect that something is targeted for the Northwest region, including the Portland community. These sports, these world events, they all link up. These tragedies, it's a giant web. And what I'm trying to do on this blog is put it all together. This article from the New York Times was established September 18th, 1851, a date with a 33 numerology. In this article, they talk about Anthony Mason in the passage Matthew 22:14 from the Bible. Many are invited, few are chosen. They start this article with it the same way, a very strange tribute. It's because the Masons run all this. Somehow the death of Anthony Mason is part of their sacrificial, ongoing routines, rituals. Anthony Mason suffered a massive heart attack, survived it, and died 3 weeks later. I suspect he was a very tough man. He probably should have died the first time, just like how Jerome Kersey dropped dead. He probably hung in there and they came around and finished him off. So R.I.P. What an awful way to go out. These people might sign away their lives, but I don't think they realized what they signed up for when they did it. So for that, I sympathize. And know anytime you read the Time magazine, you're reading a satanic publication. These are sick people. And they're taunting us that they know Anthony Mason was murdered with these dates, these photos. This is sick stuff, Truth Seeker. Makes me feel so bad. All right, until next time.